big welcome to the client acceptance tests from the Zeiss team. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to our customers, Matthias, Sabrina, David, and Daniel. They gave us a great support during the whole project. I also like to introduce you to Paul, our project lead, who were always available when we had smaller or bigger issues. Now I will hand over to Francisco, who is together with me the team coach of the great team Zeiss.
Thank you, Balázs. So also from my side, a warm welcome, and I would like to introduce you to our team, consisting of 13 amazing developers. They invested a lot of time into creating the app, and both of us, Balázs and me, we are really, really proud of what we achieved. So, dear audience, let's see what we've prepared for you.
All right, thanks for the introduction. We from the Zeiss team were faced with a lot of issues that people in quality assurance have to deal with on a daily basis. Let me briefly state the situation that we're enhancing. So first of all, 3D models created by Brugge Motors engineers are manufactured in the production line. These parts then are measured using Zeiss measuring machines. It is necessary to find out if there are deviations between the reference values and the actual values. These deviations then are stored in the measurement report. The deviations mustn't be too large to ensure a flawless manufacturing process. But maybe you might ask, what does a metrologist that works with the measurement data have to do with all of this? Well, after this, the metrologist then goes to his office and looks up the measurement data results in the measurement report. It can be quite hard to understand where exactly the measurements are located on the actual part. As soon as that's been identified, the metrologist then has to travel to the proper facility to take a closer look at the actual part that's been manufactured. After that, as soon as we have identified the problems, the information has to be shared as fast as possible because production halts have to be kept to a minimum. Using these problem statements, we define some requirements for our solution. The first requirement is that there has to be an intuitive way of interacting with the part. Augmented reality gives you a real-life look and feel for interactions. Secondly, the measurement points have to be displayed on the part so you know exactly where they're located. And lastly, it has to be easy to find out where there are deviations. So with a simple glance, you have to know where exactly the deviations are on the model. I'd like to present to you how we implemented these requirements in our solution, though you have to excuse me because I have a tour with the head of Brugge Motors. Feel free to join me on this tour. Thanks for taking the time to visit the production line. We at Brugge Motors have spent a lot of time to enhance your experience with production.
I am excited to see what you came up with, and this is my assistant, Sam.
Very nice. Then let's get started. This right here is a part that's just been manufactured and measured by the Zeiss measuring machines. Our expert, Daniel, will tell you what happens next.
Yeah, sure thing. So, thanks to our Zeiss Pi web app, we no longer have to use complicated tables to get the measurements. In fact, we can all see them on our model. We can rotate a little bit, scale, even change the position to get everything we want to see. But sometimes there can be like very many points, even thousands of them. And therefore, we need to group them.
But how does the grouping work?
I'm glad you asked. So we developed an extension of the k-means algorithm, which dynamically clusters all measurement points based on their scaling and also the distance of the model. So that when I am going like far and nearer here, I see more and more details till I see the actual measurement points. And then if I tap, and then I see like the colors, which black indicates intolerance and red is out of tolerance. So, and then when I click on one of them, I see that this is now intolerance, but it was for quite some time out of tolerance.
Impressive, but can't I just use a computer for all that? And I think it would be nicer to have a more realistic interaction with the part. I myself am no digital native, and I find it hard to do all that.
I'm actually pretty glad that you asked. I think you'll really like what we have up next for you. Let's head over to the office. In order to have a more realistic look and feel when interacting with the model, we use augmented reality. Michael here is our expert on augmented reality.
Hi there. Hi there. My job is to figure out why measurements are out of tolerance. So I just got notified from my colleagues at the production plant in Ingolstadt that there's a problem with the car roof production and it's halted right now.
Really? Do we have to go to Ingolstadt now?
No, we don't have to go to Ingolstadt. That's why we have the app right now.
Can this small model really replace visiting Ingolstadt?
Yes, it can, because that's where augmented reality comes into play. So take a look at it. I can simply place the roof with the real dimensions onto the plane. So then I can go around and take a look at it. So yes, let's see. Show also the measurements. So black means good, so this is all fine. Okay, here too. Oh, here's a red one. That's not good. So, but I think that's it, just over there. So let me just rotate it over here so that I can take a look at it. And now I see that this part here, or this section of the part, has an issue, and it's probably in production, so I need to tell my colleagues that they really need to take a look at it. So I can simply now directly mark up it in 3 dimensions. So you can really see which part I'm using and which part where the problem is. So, and now I can tell them.
You know, that's look great, but it's really hard to follow you while you're running all around all the time.
Yeah, but we've got a solution for that. Joseph, can you maybe help me?
Yeah, sure.
So what we want to do is now to share the same part at the same time. So could you maybe go to the roof, to the same roof that we had?
Of course. So
Yeah.
what do I do next?
Yeah, so next you need to also go into AR view. So just like me here,
Okay.
yeah, go into AR view, and now we can place the model. So I place a model.
On
So,
this
yeah,
plane?
Yeah, right on this plane. So
Okay.
here, like that. And then the model will appear on both phones. So
On this plane?
yeah, on this plane, just right down there. And then,
Oh, okay.
can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I can see it.
So right now, we can see it on both phones. And, you know, now I can see it, and you can see it, and you don't have to follow us all the time.
That's great, but how does it work?
Really easy. So we based our implementation on the new Apple features, Apple APIs provided in iOS 12 beta version. So thanks to that, we were able to first scan the world, so the world around it. So with feature points, this is just distinct point in the environment, which then are created to a world. And this world, we transfer it from the first iPhone to a second via multi-peer connection. Then the second iPhone tries to find these exact feature points again using its own camera. And then it can detect the same plane. And when you now tap on the one phone to add the model, we send over an anchor, which is basically just information like position and orientation over to the other phone. And then the other phone can render the model at the same place, which means we're keeping the data traffic to a minimum, and that also saves a lot of data traffic. So, and when we now, for example, rotate the model, then the anchor is also updated, and we always send it over to the other iPhone, and then it works without any servers.
It does seem quite impressive, but to be honest, all these virtual objects are confusing me. Couldn't we just see the measurements on the actual part?
Yeah, sure. Here we have our expert, Felix. He's going to show you what object detection is.
Yeah, so for object detection, you just have to face the camera onto the real part and just wait for it to detect, and then you can show the measurement points directly on the part itself. So now I can walk around and see where the actual measurement points are. And yeah, this works because we have scanned this model in a pre-process from several different angles. And all those feature points that we create, they are just stored into a AR object. We are using a iOS 12 beta version of the AR scanner that Apple provides. Now, when we have this AR object, we can just put it into our application. Our application has now the ability to recognize those parts again. So if you now face with the camera onto the real part, those feature points are trying to be detected, and if they are, you can place the measurement points exactly on top of the real model. And that's how they get there.
Nice job, everyone. That's definitely a lot of effort there. Did you face any challenges while developing the app?
Most definitely. So, especially because we were trying to fit as many features as possible into our application, we faced a lot of challenges. Let's start off with the measurement data. The measurement data that we were working with came in a lot of shapes and sizes. Therefore, we had to adapt to every specific version of it. Then, we tried to load more than 100 distinct models into augmented and virtual reality. This sadly wasn't possible due to technical difficulties. The rotation provided by Apple mostly uses Euler angles, which runs into mathematical problems, especially when changing the camera angle. Therefore, we had to develop our own custom rotation using quaternions. Then, as we've seen the clustering before, it also was quite a challenge using k-means to adapt dynamically to the distance that we currently have to the actual model. After finishing all of our basic features, we moved on to beta features. Starting off, the shared augmented reality was somewhat off. I don't know if anybody realized it. That's because the anchor that's really being sent isn't being presented at the right position due to technical difficulties. Then, for the object detection, we also have the issue that after scanning it, you can only use it or mostly use it on the same phone, because when changing the phone model, the camera quality also drops or goes up, and therefore it's hard to recognize the same feature points. What are you doing and what are you listening to right now?
I just typed the Zeiss to the App Store and then... Oh, I just typed Zeiss in Apple Music and found this.
So, hello everyone, here's our current status. But isn't the best way to get measurements, so let Zeiss app help you go. Open your phone and make some clicks on the road, already you achieve your goal. Pick any city model and just rotate it into me, and trust me, it won't break apart. Now think that's all, stop, you try to tap on the measurement, view the details all. Metrologies get tight all day. Zeiss was made for somebody like you. Come on now, follow its lead. You will be crazy, she won't be sane. Boys, let's not talk too much. Sharing your markup directly on this baby. Tell your boss all about this. Tell your boss all about this. I'm in love with the Zeiss Pi Web. It shows me models and measurements too, for all the functions that it has. It's more than every art view. Last night I was measuring too, but I finish up really soon. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the Zeiss Pi Web. So, yeah, thank you everyone. Please visit us on our site when every team present their amazing apps. So we are the Zeiss team. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed our presentation, and thank you very much. And now we would like to ask for questions by the customer.
I don't know. Hi guys. I have no words for the presentation you guys made today. Especially the music video is amazing. I'm gonna show everybody. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm really thankful to you guys for the great work. I must say, when I proposed the problem in the beginning of the semester, I had no idea you guys would come so far. I just I thought about 1 milestone, 2 milestones, 3 milestones, and I thought, okay, maybe they're gonna get to 1 or 2 of them. But you guys not only did the first, the second, and the third, but extra features, music videos, everything. So I'm really happy to see the results. And not only me and not only us from Zeiss, but also our customers. Audi, as you guys know, they also downloaded the app from you guys already, and they're waiting for the feature to be integrated in our PyWeb app. So thank you so much for everything, and yeah, great work.
Can we also hire you for your music performance?
Take